Good afternoon, everyone. I hope you are all having a great day and you are enjoying the little bit of sun that we've had today. So a little bit about me and my company. My name is Katie Brosford. I am the president and CEO of KB Accounting. I started my business about 2 years ago when I realized during my corporate job the need that was out there. I've had about 13 plus years experience in accounting, and I have my master's degree. So I just really wanted to be able to give back to everyone as they try and start their own journey similar to mine. So let's share and get started. So now you've done the service and you receive a check. You want to apply the check to the correct invoice. Now, here is where one of my clients had made a mistake, and they had recorded the invoices and they would apply the payment. But then when they deposited the payment and they went to that bank area that we saw in the beginning, they would add it again to the sales account. So their sales account was highly inflated because each client's invoice was recorded twice when they received the deposit and when they mailed out the invoice. That's why I say reconciliations are so important, because that's how they caught it. So you just click right here when you receive the check. You come in here, you click here, and then you choose the method, check, and this is where you would put the check number. And then it's going to put it to undeposited funds. And then when you create your deposit, it'll move it out of there into your bank account. So you click save and close, or new if you have more than one check to do. So now you've got it, you've gone to the bank and you want to create a deposit, right? So I went to this new button right here and then bank deposit. And today we deposited, say, we deposited this check and this check. And then we click save and close. And now when you go to the bank area, in here, your deposit will show up in the next couple days. And you just click right here, see, confirm. And that's how you would match the deposit with the deposit and payment that you've already recorded, so you don't record it twice. So now we've taught you how to sync your bank to QuickBooks, how to record invoices and send them to your customers, and how to record a payment. I'm going to show you how to record your bills. So you go to Get Paid and Pay. And customers are the people that pay you, vendors are the people that you pay. So you click New Vendor. And the thing about QuickBooks that frustrates a lot of people, me being one of them, is that you can't have the same company name in as a customer and a vendor. It'll give you an error. So a lot of times what I'll do is, if this is somebody that I pay by credit card, or if I use QuickBooks Bill Pay to pay my bills online, I would add AP at the end of their customer or their vendor name, so that QuickBooks will allow me to add them. But when you go down to name to print on checks, you don't want that AP to be there. So you would have to add a period or something to one of them. I would add it to the customers and not the vendors, just because if you're printing checks, you don't want that extra period to show up. So KB Accounting Inc. And now it'll let me, because as a customer, I put KB Accounting. As a vendor, I'm putting KB Accounting Inc. So now here's your email. You can put the name of the person that you contact most with it. You can also add the street address, all of that if you're sending payment, that's important. But what's really important is this part right here. So whenever you have a new vendor, you should get a W-9 from them. And what the W-9 is it gives you their tax ID so that you can put it in here so that when your 1099s come due, it's very easy to do through QuickBooks. So we're going to put 1111111. Normally an ink wouldn't be a track for 1099, but we're going to ignore that for right now. And then you can also choose the default category here. So I know that KB accounting always goes to accounting, so that's just going to automatically populate whenever I go to put in an invoice for them. And save. And that's how easy it is to enter a customer. So now if you wanted to find, say you wanted to see if you owe Cigna Healthcare money, you would go here. I guess this is a bad choice. There's no transactions here. And in here, it would show right here what was open and how much of it was overdue. And then you would also see all of the transactions down here that you've already recorded. So let's record a transaction. And you go to bill. The difference between a bill and an expense is a bill goes in and you apply a payment to it. An expense goes in assuming it's already paid. I like having bills and then applying a payment even if it was paid by credit card already, because it's easier to track invoice numbers and stuff that way. But it does double up on what you see down here. I just find it much easier to have the bill in there for each transaction. So today's date, this Cigna Healthcare is insurance. So you would categorize it as such. And then description, this is for June bill, and amount $2,000. This is where over here where it says customer, you can apply this to a customer. So those rocks that we bought for KB accounting, we could tag KB accounting right here. And it would be a way for you to track if you are making what you're spending on that client. And then if you click save and schedule payment, then you're automatically going to pay it now. Or you can do save and close or save and new, which are pretty obvious. We'll see what it looks like when you do save and schedule. They're going to bring us to QuickBooks Bill Pay. QuickBooks Bill Pay is really nice. And what it is they remotely will send checks to your vendors at $1.50 a pop, which is actually cheaper than purchasing checks for your own account. Or you can send all of your customers, have QuickBooks send all of your customers an email and give their vendors, they're not customers, all of your vendors an email to give them the option of being paid by check, which is $1.50 charge for you, being paid by an ACH, so it's a direct deposit into their account, which is free for you, or there's a bank card option, which is more expensive for you. The check will take them up to 3 weeks to arrive, the ACH up to 3 business days, and the card would be automatically emailed to them in their email. Because we're not connected to a bank account, this is what the error that we would get right away, telling us we have to tell Bill Pay what account we're taking money from. You can connect it to more than one account. It looks like it's going to take forever today. We may not have time to be able to go through this today. Yeah, it seems to be stuck. So we're going to go back. So we're not going to be able to get, I'm not going to be able to show that to you today because we're going to run out of time here soon. But I wanted to get to the list of questions that I have not already answered. And during this time, if you have any more questions that have come up, please feel free to put it in the question and answer, and I will try and get to it before the time runs out. So first question was how to keep my books organized, and should I only have QuickBooks for my business account or keep everything together? It's the wisest thing to do for any company is to separate your personal and your business stuff. So don't use the same credit card for both. Don't use the same checking account for both. And I wouldn't put both into QuickBooks. I believe that's what the question is asking. So I would just use QuickBooks for all of my business transactions. So the next one talks about having an old system for invoicing, and they would love for it to be improved with QuickBooks Online. I think I answered that when I showed you what it looks like. I love the invoicing side of QuickBooks Online. You also can sign up to receive payments through QuickBooks Online. There is a credit card processing fee. It's minimal. I think it's 3% on every dollar. I'm not 100% positive on that. How to correctly process our credit card bank fee payments. So that would be to categorize the credit card fees. You could do one or two things. You can put all bank fees into bank fees, or you can do under bank charges, or you could do a credit card fee under that. I can show you how to create a new one. So in your chart of accounts, bookkeeping, chart of accounts, go to new, and account type for credit card fees would be an expense right here. And the detail type would be bank charges. And then just change this to credit card processing fee. And then a sub account means that it would sit under, you know how I explained in the beginning that if you use a lot of paper, you might want paper under office expenses. That's what a sub account is. And then you would just go to bank charges and save and close. And that is where I personally record my credit card fees too. I think that's because I've talked about sales tax. I've talked about setting up the chart of accounts. I don't see any questions in the question and answer. I hope that helps, and I hope everyone has a great day. And I hope that you found this the least bit helpful. I would love feedback if you would email info@kbaccountingpittsfield.com. I'll put that in the chat. I would love to make this more informative for people. If there's something you think should have been brought up that wasn't, or if you would have liked to have more said about something. And again, on July 26th is our webinar that we will be doing with a CPA, and the link is in chat. I hope you all have a great day, and I will see you later.